everybody. Justice. Justice, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I'll turn it off so you can hear it. That is Ortsy Ortiz. He's just a great drummer, and that's from his latest album. So check that out, Ortsy Ortiz, if you get a chance. Just an amazing what do you call them? Drummer. They have another word for those. What do they call him? Phlebotomist? No, that's somebody else. Yeah, he's a good drummer. He's a great drummer. Ortsy Ortiz, and I can't remember, what do they call him? They have don't they have a fancy name for drummer? A percussionist? Is that what it is? Maybe that's it. He's a percussionist. All right, there you go. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Welcome to Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. Tatanka Dave in the house, first out of the gate. So thank you, Tatanka. He's here last night, too. We had a great time last night, if you missed it. We do this every Monday through Friday as I cough and do my nonsense. And it's here for you. I'm here for you. We're all here for each other. Let's look at it that way. So I'm Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. If you have a question, a comment, a concern, an issue, something going on in your life that you feel needs to be addressed, this is the perfect outlet. This is the perfect opportunity for you to get stuff done, for you to make things happen, and for you to have a brighter future, a brighter tomorrow. How about that? Am I overselling it? I don't think so. Not with all of us working together to fix everybody's business. We're going to start off going over. By the way, I have to plug my show because it's coming up in just about 2 months, less than that even now. It's not Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. It's called Autastic. It's going to be at the Stephanie Fury Theater. It did really well there. Won some awards in the past, and it's going to be a 45-minute show instead of a half hour. It's in the Los Angeles area, Hollywood specifically. Stephanie Fury Theater, July 25th, 7 p.m. As soon as I get tickets or an active link, I will get that to you. How about that? All right, let's get started. Let's stop by Dillian and a Dallion, and let's rock and roll. Here we go. Rock and roll, hoochie coo. All right, isn't that what they say? Who says that? Somebody says it. I just did. That's who. All right, let's do it. Hey, Coco, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's go to Am I the Asshole? We use Reddit. And by the way, my fiance's told me I need to be kinder and gentler, but I'm trying to explain to her these are Reddit people. And she's like, still, you're overly aggressive. If you put yourself in the comments, I'm kid gloves, I'm tender, I'm soft, I'm mushy, I'm marshmallow. So just know that. Now these Reddit people, they're Reddit people. What are you going to do? If you don't know what that means, you're about to find out because we're about to go in. We're going in. There we go. Let's do this. All right, let's start here. All right, am I the asshole for only paying my brother for the time he spent watching my kids? So your brother, I guess, is unemployed, and you have to. He's become a babysitter. I'm a little concerned about him watching your kids. I'll be honest, but let's find out more. Maybe I'm completely out of my realm here. Again, I'm supposed to, get a little more information, right? Right. Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for paying my brother for the time he spent watching my kids? Only for the time. Okay. For context, this happened quite a few years ago. What? You're this babysitting brother of yours has been on your soul, on your conscience for quite a few years. What the hell? This is a little intense. Yeah, I'm glad you finally brought it out to Reddit. Anyway, it happened quite a few years ago, but I still hold a bit of resentment towards my family for this. If this is your, I know this is an issue and you're upset about it. If there's more to it, obviously, than this. It goes a lot deeper. But if this is your biggest issue in life, I think you're going to be all right. But let's just get to it. I then a 29-year-old female. What are you now? 50? How old are you now? You said it was a few years. Then 29 ago, working full time alongside my husband, who was 30 male at the time. He's 55 now. And at the time, also a full time. You see, you're both working full time. We both worked full time. Still struggled financially. Something my entire family was well aware of. There you go. We had 2 young children, 4 and 5, and I mean that's rough. You're going through a rough patch. And finding reliable childcare has been a constant struggle throughout their early years. Honestly, I'll tell you this right now, and I think you all know it. If you get a good babysitter, you keep them. You pay them whatever you got to pay, and pay them more. If this is another just tip that you should know, but some of the cheapskates out there don't. You have a babysitter, and they spend 10 minutes more than they should. You pay them for the next hour, because if they're a good babysitter and you want to keep them. Because they're going to be like, if someone else comes a court and says, hey, you want to babysit my Satan spawn? And she'll be like, I don't know. These people are really nice, and you look like chintzy motherfuckers. So just that's just a good rule of thumb, by the way. Just a solid rule of thumb right there. But before we get right into this, let me do one of my favorite ads. These guys have been a sponsor forever, so I love them. It's the Kids Guide, folks. All right, parents, or a real talker for a real talk for a second. America is about to hit a huge milestone. We're coming up on America's 250th birthday, 250 years of freedom, grit, sacrifice, and the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever seen. This is the perfect moment to help your kids understand why this country matters. It's not just fireworks and hot dogs, but the story behind it all. There's a free guide called the Kids Guide to America's 250th Birthday. And it's honestly a great way to introduce your kids to how America began, who the founding fathers were, and what they risked, and why their ideas that they fought for still matter today. This guide sends kids back to the moment when the brave men signed the Declaration of Independence, knowing full well that they were risking their lives for freedom. It breaks it all down in ways kids can actually understand and enjoy without watering it down or turning it into boring schoolwork. If you care about raising kids who know where this country came from and why it's worth preserving, then this is something you're going to want to grab. And the best part, it's completely free. With this special offer, you're just paying $2 for shipping and postage. That's nothing. That's nothing. Just head on over to freeusabirthday.com. That's freeusabirthday.com and the Kids Guide to America's 250th birthday for your kids today. America's story matters. Make sure the next generation knows it. There you go. There you go, folks. Aren't you glad you did? And it's free, for God's sakes. What's a better price than that? All right, let's get back to the antics here. All right, so to recap, those of you just coming in, and a lot of you are, we got over 1,000 people in the chat now. If you can, by the way, hit the like and subscribe button. I'm almost to 15,000. I would really love to go all the way to 15,000 tonight. That would be awesome. Des Poetic, good to see you. Coco, of course. Hey, my Redeemer lives. Thank you for tuning in. I'm trying to keep it positive. You got new shoes. My legs are saying thank you. Hey, I just got new shoes yesterday. It was 2 days ago. And yeah, because I was wearing my old shoes, my back hurt. I'm like, you know what? I deserve new shoes. That's why I got new shoes. There you go. And my old shoes were really old. Really old. All right, here we go. Let's get back into it. Okay, so this family, they're working there like a dogs, and they got 2 kids, and there's an issue with the brother. They didn't pay him, I don't know, 30 cents for babysitting. But we're gonna find out. So, but they're having a rough time, but they're holding this grudge for apparently a decade. We'll see about this. I mean, it must be good if you're going to hold the grudge that long. Obviously, there's going to be way more to the story than this. It's years and years of favoritism, I'm guessing, towards this brother, and the mom and dad always taking care of him. And he never really works that hard, but he seems to always land on his feet. I'm just spitballing here, but we'll see. All right, and okay, and I gave you my opinion on how important it is to pay it forward if you want a good childcare person. All right. Okay, so cost of another child. Some sitters charged rates that would have made working financially pointless. That's true too. That's the bad part. I get that. After paying for childcare, it's sad, but it's true. We did have one excellent babysitter for a while, but she had a son with special needs, whose care requirements eventually became too demanding for her to continue watching my child as well. Well, generally speaking, parents of special needs kids, if they're good, solid human beings, they're the best because they're very compassionate and they're very attentive and they notice things. Neuro parents, neurotypical kid parents, generally take everything for granted. You know, when you have a special needs child, everything your folks, every little thing that a neurotypical parent takes for granted, you're like, oh my God, they did this. Oh my God, they did that. Oh my, it's a whole nother world, man. So get yourself one of those. Hey, buddy, maybe do you need to go upstairs or have some water? My son's hacking up a lung over there. Do you want to visit? All right, it's all good. He's the best. That's my son. All right, let's keep going. Just hear you coughing over there. Okay, so I completely fell out of options until my mother suggested my brother. Oh, I knew he was a loser. I'm sorry. Your brother. You know he's a loser. Come on. He maybe he's better now. I mean, this was how many years ago? Then 25, unemployed, still living with her. It happens. But the unemployed part, still living with her is not an issue. That's actually pretty common these days. But we'll see. All right. I asked whether to be interested in watching his nieces, and the fact that it didn't occur to you first is telling too. You must have been really desperate to get brother, lame ass, unemployed brother to come over and watch her and smoke weed and play video games and ignore her and probably have both your kids just survive out of chance. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Each day, okay. watching his nieces for a certain number of hours each day in exchange for a set amount of money. Well, that's usually how a financial transaction works. Looking back, I realized I probably should have explicitly stated. What should you have explicitly stated? I'm sorry. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me advance this forward. Okay. Hold on. Oh shit! I hit the wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like read everything, and my eyes are shite. Okay. All right. So a few weeks. Okay. Sorry. My point is, cost was another challenge. Here's the problem: when you write this long a thing, it's hard to, if I lift my head up, to know where to go back to, because all the paragraphs are about like 2 sentences long. I felt out of options. My mother suggested my brother. Okay, we're back in it. I probably should have explicitly stated that the pay was based on the number of hours worked. I don't know how he wouldn't know that, but I assume that was understood. Yeah, I mean, what does he get, a flat rate? Mr. Flat Rate. He's such a great sitter. I don't get out of bed to babysit kids for under $1,000 like that. Whoever that supermodel was. Anyways, a few weeks passed. There were some minor issues. I bet there were. Mainly that he would smoke marijuana. I told you he was a loser. Not that I'm just that's so inappropriate. You're watching kids, and he would have played video games if you had any. I don't know if you had any video games. I called that one. I called that one. Yeah. Hey, RC. Thank you for tuning in. Stopped. Good to see you as well. Yeah, there you go. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. As soon as your brother's smoking weed with your kids, I know you find another sitter who at least doesn't smoke weed with your kids. How about that? Oh my God, this guy's I knew he was a fucking sad sack. Anyways, a few weeks passed. There's some issues. And uses marijuana medicinally. Whatever. I'll bet he does. That just means that probably it's not legal in your state, and he has to pretend he has anxiety. Although I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. It should have bothered you, and you should have never let him watch your kids again. Otherwise, things were going reasonably well. I think not. I don't think they were going that well. I think you're overstating and overselling it. The kids were particularly enthusiastic about having, Uncle Huff and Puff, Uncle Smoke a Bone. Yeah, of course they were really excited to have him. He didn't pay any attention to him. He let him run roughshod over him, and I hate to think of the videos he let him watch. He wasn't very engaging with them, and mostly just supervised them. He didn't supervise them at all. Made sure they were fed. He didn't take them outside to play. No, because he's the worst. Listen, you've sold me on how worthless he is, but also, why the hell would you let him continue to stay under your employ when he's this friggin' bad? I knew he was going to be bad, but you also have to take some accountability for letting him stay. The children were safe, as far as you know. And at that point, that was still the best solution I had until school started in the fall. It was a shit solution, and you could have looked harder. Then one day, my husband was sent home early from work. Here we go. He worked at a manufacturing plant where the shift lasts. We don't need to know how long the shift lasts. He's coming home from work. But on a rare occasions, production finish. Okay, we don't really need to know why the reason was. If Frank, his boss, decided to send him home early. So he said, really, Frank, I can go home early? He says, yeah, no problem. He's like, are you sure you don't need me there? He's like, no, you can go. Really, Frank? Because we don't need all that. You just say he came home early. All right? I appreciate it, but it's a little too much. Anyway, so he came home early. Since we were no longer needed childcare, we let my brother leave early as well because he only worked part of the day. We paid him for the hours he actually worked, roughly half a day's pay. That seems fair to me. I didn't think much of it until my mother repeatedly called me. Oh my God! I knew your mom was supporting this enabling this drug-addled video game addict. Apparently, my brother was furious. Well, he's cutting into his weed money, threatening to stop watching the kids altogether. That's a godsend. You should be you're upset. You're upset that he won't watch the kids anymore. This horrible uncle. I went to my mother's house to discuss the situation. During the conversation, I agreed to pay him the full day that one time because he apparently hadn't realized the arrangement was hourly. That's a good point. That's really good. I'm glad you did that. However, I made it clear moving forward that if my husband came early, he would only be paid for the hours he actually worked. Okay, see, you did the right thing there. You paid him because he's stupid, because he can't figure out that you only get paid for when you're there. The family like this. My brother's response is, I don't get up till 7 a.m. for half a day's pay. just sits in your mom's house and he does nothing and he's getting all, uppity about it. I'm not paying you to wake up. I'm paying you to watch my kids. So you're mad at him, and you're mad at your mom because she's supporting him and on his side. The discussion quickly turned into an argument with my mother siding with my brother. Of course, she likes him better. I think because she feels she failed as a mother and did such a shitty job with him that she owns it and bears the brunt of that responsibility herself. And so she goes way out of her way to try and later in life fix it, which ain't going to work. I wonder if he was the older one, right? Or was he the younger? I tried explaining that if my husband got home early, yeah, okay, I get it. My brother said he would no longer watch the kids under those conditions. Good. I told him I would find another solution. Great. Ultimately, I ended up quitting my job to stay home with the children. Now, what you said to me was you were probably barely making ends meet even with the brother in terms of, this is how crazy the country is. By paying a caregiver and going to your job, you're probably barely making any money after taxes and then paying your good for nothing brother. So honestly, if you're not really going to make any money at your job, why not stay home with your kids? I think it's a better solution. It's a way better solution than letting Potty Magoo, Cheech and Chong over there watch your kids. Anyway, ultimately, I quit my job, stayed home with the children. Money was extremely tight, and we struggled to make ends meet through the summer, but we managed. Good. And I swear to God, your kids are so much better for it. As much as you hated it at the time, best thing for your kids possible. You took them out, you engaged them, all those things. What surprised me the most was my family's reaction. I started receiving calls and text messages from my grandmother and my aunt for telling me I was wrong to only pay him for half a day. You paid him for the full day. What are they complaining about? Oh my God. I tried explaining my perspective. Nobody saw it the way I did. But you corrected it. You paid him, right? So what do they got to bitch and moan about? They got too much time on their hands. I discussed the situation with my best friend. She agreed with me, but she's my best friend. Yeah, I agree with you too. And I don't even know you. So I realized I may not be, she may not be an impartial judge. Was I out of line for wanting to pay my brothers only for the hour you worked? No, you weren't. But what's crazy is that you're still carrying this baggage several years later. Like, come on, move on. I bet your brother's still living in your mom's garage or wherever the hell he is smoking weed. Moron. Your moron brother. Big dummy brother. Ay. I'd like to follow up. Hey, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, here we go. Let me see here. Should I put the cans on? I think I'm going to put the cans on just for old time's sake, just to make myself look a little more professional. All right, let's and try not to mess things up. So, okay, here we go. So you are not the asshole, but and honestly, the situation could not work. Thank God. I will say it's these little moments in life that change your life forever. And this is an example of it. Had your husband not been sent home early that day, you may well still have your brother, Uncle Pot Smoker in your employ, and your kids are going to be the same mess that he turned into. But because of what happened and the catalyst that it was and the events that put it, that took place after, and because of that, you quit your job, you stayed home with your kids, and your kids, their lives, believe it or not, are going to be so much better for just that one decision of your boss or your husband's boss letting him come home a little early. A true story here. This happened to me. I don't think I've told the story on this show, but my son was in a daycare and I hated sending him to a daycare, but times are tough. Money's tough. We couldn't really afford a standalone, a sitter, and we were both working, same scenario basically. And so we asked a friend, where do you take your kids? They told us. We're like, okay, we'll take them there. So I bring him in there and I just didn't like it. I just had a bad vibe. You know what I mean? Like you just feel something's wrong. And I'm like, I don't like it. So I went to work, and luckily that day I was working relatively close to where this daycare was. So I doubled back around 1 p.m. I took a later lunch. I went back around 1 p.m. and I just walked in. I didn't announce myself. I didn't ring. I went to the side door where we had dropped the kids off, not the front door. I opened the door, and sure enough, nobody's paying any attention to the kids. One of them, the daycare worker, is just sleeping on the rubber mat on the mat, on the rubber mat. And so like as I walk in, a Sleepy Joe or Sleepy Jane wakes up and literally has to peel her face off the rubber mat. Like you can hear that noise, that kind of, like almost like a Velcro sound of her skin coming off the mat. And she's, it's all, her face is all red. And then another one's like, why are you here? Why'd you come in here? Why they're all mad at me because I busted in. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get my son out of here. But I couldn't do it then because I had to go back to work and I couldn't take my son with me. So I'm like, okay, I think he'll survive here for another couple hours so I can get back and rescue him. So I'm like, oh no, just coming to say hi. Oh, hey, how you doing? Okay. And then so I left work early that day, came there, took my son and never brought him back there. Never brought him back there. Now you may say, hey, that's a one-off. That's not, maybe it was just, this or that. No, here's where the story gets very, very, very dark. About 3 months later, a child died at that facility. They died. What had happened was, because I was, very up to date on that story, they had lazily, as they seemed to be, left a child in a car seat of some sort, just against a wall somewhere, just to, get him out of the way, not so they wouldn't have to attend him and they could just strap him in like he's on an amusement park ride. Well, apparently it choked the boy to death and he died. And the owner and I think one of her staff went to jail for it. But I still also remember going the next day when I canceled, because I would, one day was all I was going to allow. I went to the owner who was there and I said, listen, we're canceling. And she's yelling at me. And she has a bag. She wasn't even there when I got there because she was shopping. And there she is with a new bag of new stuff. And she's yelling at me for coming in unannounced, yelling at me. So instead of like just, because I'm not one to take that, but I had friends who had recommended the place and their kid was still there. So I played it cool. I'm like, yeah, it just didn't work out. So sorry. My fault. My bad. Shouldn't have come then. You're never having touching my kid again. Or I would have just laid into her. I would have laid into her. But I didn't want to be, get our referrals kids in trouble and have that kid, who knows what the hell they would do. Yeah. Oh, that place. Oh, man, just awful. Yeah, you've seen videos of biting kids stuff. You got to trust your instincts, and you gotta go in at odd times. Always check, trust but verify. That's a classic, trust but verify. So, just saying, trust your gut, and your kids are going to be better for having you as their mom and not your good for nothing brother. So you're not the asshole. You're the champion in this one. Don't feel bad at all about that. Do not feel bad at all. Right. Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. When am I not hitting the wrong button? That's the question. What did I do now? Oh my God. I hit the, I try. I really do. And I do my best. Give it that college try. By the way, hit the like and subscribe button. If you haven't, why not? It's just a blast. All right. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let me go to the next one here. Am I the asshole for choosing to go to my friend's Renaissance barbecue over a African-American themed event my fiance wants? No. Renaissance themed barbecue? Are you kidding? I don't care if it's an African-American event, an Asian-American event, a Hispanic, well, Hispanics have pretty good parties. Hispanic event, Renaissance barbecue. Let's do it. I'm in, ye old rustic, whatever. I like Renaissance fairs. I like Renaissance everything. So no, you're definitely not the asshole for doing that. But the issue is not so much the party, it's your fiance. So did you agree to go and then decide you didn't want to do it because, King Arthur came a-calling? Let's say, oh, she's black too. Okay, so she's very culturally sensitive. Sorry, bro. I think you're going to have to skip the Renaissance one. I think you're screwed on this one. Sorry. I feel you. But, them's the rules, so to speak, if you want to keep your lady happy. Are you black? If you're black, then it doesn't matter. You could be like, I'm black too, and I'd still rather go to the Renaissance fair thing, themed one. So my fiance's blackness matters a lot to her, and she is very cultural like that, okay? On the other hand, I'm quite literally the polar opposite of her. But we somehow make it work. I'd love to know if you're also black. If you're, the only way you get out of this is if you're also black, and then you can be like, no, I don't want to go. I want to go to the Renaissance fair. If you're any color other than black, you're going to the African-American themed thing. If you want to stay together. We've been together for 5 years now. So it sounds like a good relationship. So my buddy invited me over to his place where people dress up. Oh, from the Middle Ages with jousting. Oh God. Oh, this is a tough archery. Oh, with foam arrows. Oh, I want to go. You can't go. Just give me the invite. I'll be there. Oh yeah. I'm a good. I should have. I actually have a medieval times mug. I should have used that tonight. It would have made more sense. I asked my fiance if she wanted to go, and she said it wasn't her thing. Oh, that's just terrible news. Anyway, well, today she told me of an event she really wanted to go to. Oh, so she was second here. She was second. If she is first, look, either way, you're screwed. Honestly, if the woman wants to go, you got to do it, or you're going to be in a big ass fight. It's your call, bro. It's your call, bro. You're not the asshole at all. You're not. I can tell you that right now. So she wanted to go. I wanted and wanted to know if I wanted to come. When she told me the date, I told her I couldn't because I already agreed to go to my buddy's thing. She was quiet for a bit and then expressed her frustration with me for not wanting to explore my blackness. So he is black, dude. Ooh, this is a toughie. But not really. Man, it's just a tough. You're gonna have to go to your girlfriend's stupid party. You're gonna just have to go. Unless you can barter with her and be like, listen, I know that your blackness is very important to you. My blackness, you can take it or leave it. But how about this? Instead of going to your friend's party, why don't we go to some, I don't know, pastor or someplace where we can, or maybe an African-American cultural museum, or just we'll make a day of our blackness, right? And then you make a day of your blackness. She should be happy with that. You're getting in touch with your African-American roots. And you then, on the other day, you get to go jousting and have a friggin' amazing time. How about that? You try and sell it. That's your only way out, bro. You're not the asshole at all. So yeah, I mean, that's just male-female relationships. I told her this was her thing. And while I respect that, it literally had no interest for me. And if I did go, it would only be for her. Yeah. And I'd probably zone out. Well, at least you're honest. She really didn't like the last line. Am I the a-hole? You shouldn't have said the last thing, but you did. And that's what happens. But yeah, try my out. It might work where you just like, hey, listen, let's go. But let's go to a different thing on a day that's not on my medieval times thing. Yeah, there you go. You're doing cattle branding, Coco? That's freaking awesome. Hey, Cram Cloud. Good to see you, brother. Some Ever Eden's in the house, too. Good to see you. Ever Eden says, holy crap. Yeah, a lot of people here are paranoid about daycares. There's a reason, man. There's a reason. It's hard to get a good daycare. My fiance used to run a daycare. She ran an amazing daycare. They're out there. But you got to trust your gut. You know when you're at a good daycare. You just do. And when you have questions, you're like, that's kind of weird. You need to follow up. Yeah, because it's your child. It's your child. Ah, my God. Yeah, I honestly, if that was my kid, I would have, I don't want to say what I would have done, but yeah, it would not have ended well for anyone, including me. Yeah. I mean, it's just horrific what happened. And they were horrible. I knew it. That could have been my son. He was very young. He was of a strap him in the child seat because you don't want to do your job and you're too fucking lazy and you'd rather just stick your face on the mat and peel it off when somebody walks in the door situation. Anyway, there you go. So I'm afraid that guy's screwed unless he can sell her on the African American Cultural Museum. All right. Am I the asshole for reporting part-time for taking minor's daughter to photo with my husband's? Wait, would I be the asshole for reporting PT, physical therapist? What is that? For taking minor daughter's photo with my husband's permission? Yeah, it was with your husband's permission. Husband was told the picture was medically necessary. It's a primary care provider, and I can tell you it was not medically necessary. Was it a picture just so they have it like for the class? I think you're getting a little crazy here about this, but that's the concern. How to apply KT tape is common. I don't like, this is a niche question, and I don't know. I'm bailing. Because quite frankly, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, you're talking to me like I'm well versed in the vernacular, and I'm not. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my 9-month-old nephew use a toy before I gave it away? for refusing them. Yeah, I think so. I mean, unless you're trying to sell it. Is it like a Star Wars figurine worth like, 10 grand? And you're like, well, you can't open the box. Oh, no, don't open the Han Solo box. Oh, crap. I'm going to have to paste it, tape it back together. Is that what it is? Maybe it is. There you go. All right. Again, please hit the like and subscribe button. Don't be a stranger to it. Don't be a stranger. Let's all get along. Let's all get along. Hi, Chihuahua. All right. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, background. I'm 21. My cousin 4F is my whole world. Okay. So that's your 9-month-old nephew. Okay. All right. We have an 18-year age gap. So she's practically a daughter to me. I've always been very close to her parents. A lot of the love I have for them transferred to her. Well, that's nice. My nephew's 9 months old. He is a son of my older cousin, who is my mother's adopted son. All right. Thank you. Recently, I bought a pair of wings with a crown and some jewels for my cousin. As soon as the wings arrived, my mother was quick to open them. I said, already open. And see, later she told my nephew's father that we can have a little photo shoot with my nephew tomorrow. Well, that seems kind of sweet. Knowing my mother quite well, I knew this offer was probably made before I ever found out about it. So I warned her the night before, to which she told me she had already promised my nephew's father this. Honestly, I don't like the idea. Why not? Who cares? Well, what do these things cost? $5, $10, maybe 20? Come on. Let him have some fun. If you want a photo shoot, buy the kid his own damn wings. What are you going to do with these wings? These things are so quick to wear and tear. My guess is they're not very expensive, and it's a bit weird to give someone a present you've already opened and used. Yeah, okay. Well, here's what you do. Go listen. I guess just buy another pair of wings and just, do your cousin or your cousin's kid a solid, right? Why not? Be the, do something good. Would it kill you? But anyways, but I also know my mother. She's not one to back down. She's you're gonna be like, this is gonna be like that woman who didn't pay her stoner brother a full day's pay, then did pay him, and she's dragging it with her 7-8 years later. This stupid wing thing. I'm guessing, let's call it $20. Let's call them $50. They're not 50. Let's call them $20. Is gonna drag itself through your life in perpetuity. For what? Just give them the wings, buy another set of wings. And next time, no, don't let your mom near anything that comes from Amazon. Just get her away from it. You've learned a valuable lesson. Mom is not to be around when you're getting deliveries, or she's going to open it and just randomly give it to strangers and family. There you go. It wasn't even an expensive lesson. All right. Anyways, so this is exactly what happened. We were sitting in the living room and my mother suggested it, to which I said, I wrapped those in already. My bad. Oh, so you already saying you wrapped them. Anyway, now my mother's pissed, saying, listen, you know what? I'll pay for them. What are they, $20? I'll pay for the wings. Like, you contact me, I'll send her the wings and make some little kid happy. Such a horrible thing. I know your mom was wrong too, but come on. Just, again, be the bigger person. Don't let your mom near the Amazon packages. That's what you got to do. Now my mom's pissed, saying she already told me they were going to make the baby wear it. She loves babies. It's a baby. Come on, it's a baby. It'll be adorable. It'll be adorable. You're a bit of a killjoy. I don't think you're an asshole, but you're a killjoy. How about that? My older cousin is mad at me because my mom told him this, and my sister-in-law won't speak to me. Yeah, do you see a theme here? They keep saying I'm being petty. You are. And that I don't love my nephew. I'm sure you do, but this is the hill you've chosen to die on, and it's a stupid hill to die on. Everyone's mad at you. Okay. So anyways, I do love my nephew, which, by the way, the reason they were at his house today was because I was babysitting the kid for free for 8 hours. So what's the issue? I don't mind putting aside all my college work and stuff. I think you do. I think you resent it. She always said that I would have never gift wrapped the rings otherwise. She's right. So she called you out on your bullshit. I wouldn't have, because it's a pretty occasionless gift, and that I did this deliberately to make her look bad. And you did. Yes to the deliberately. You're admitting all this stuff. Really, not to make her look bad. All right. I just don't think, here we go. It's that deep. It is that deep. It's your pettiness runs deep, lady. It's a pair of wings that cost nothing and arrive in half a day. So just let them have. I said $20. It's less than that. It's like $10. Seriously, just reach out to me. I will send her the wings. It's really just you being insanely petty, and the fact that these wings, by your own admission, are like 5 cents. I don't know what they are. Nothing's 5 cents anymore. But oh my God. I think you are. I'm trying to avoid calling people assholes. My fiance may promised me. But you are very, very petty and really pushing me to call you one. Just what is up with you? I think the issue, personally, just from reading this, is the free babysitting. I don't think you like babysitting your cousin for free. I'm sure you love him. I believe that. But I don't think you like having to work for free for your cousin, I guess, right? And watch his kid. Does that sound right? Yeah. And so you resent it, and this is how the resentment is manifesting itself. You're like, well, I've already done this. I already have to put this aside. And your resentment's legitimate. I'm not taking anything away from it. But that's, I think, the real underlying issue. It's not these stupid fucking wings. And by the way, it would be adorable if the baby took the picture with the wings. I've extended the same courtesy to, okay, so, all right. All right, so here we go. And I know you might say that I'm being a hypocrite. Yeah, well, among other things. And that the same thing applies to me. But to be honest, my older cousin isn't exactly the most giving person. I told you you resent this free babysitting that you're doing. And the experience I've had with him suggests that he wouldn't have extended the same courtesy to me either. You resent him. So, yeah, I'd just rather give my cousin her damn gifts as they are. I have like 2 months of vacation in this country, and I'd rather not spend it stuck on the wrong hill. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'll buy my nephew a pair of wings as well. There you go. All right. Well, you did the right thing eventually. Eventually, man, drag kicking and screaming to the right decision. Ay. Oh, man. Please, by the way, hit the like and subscribe button. Everybody does it. People love it. It's fun. I cannot tell you how much fun it is. I'm almost at 15,000 in the ballpark anyway. All right, here we go. Let me see here. Click this. Yes. Okay. We're doing great on time. Okay. What would I be the asshole if I'm not fair with how much I let my sister's kids eat? Well, are they piggies? Oink oink. Are they piggies? Are they fat kids? Are they fat kids? There you go. Everyone, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't. Thank you. All right, let's find out more about this. Throw away the names. Throw away and the names change. Yeah, protect. So you're like Joe Friday. Names have been changed to protect the innocent or the guilty. How about that? Mm-hmm. So my 49-year-old. Okay, so you're 49. You're male. Your sister Karen is female. Has 2 sons, Tim and Jonathan. Huh? How's that possible? Hold on. I mean, help me out with this one. So this guy's 49 male, sister 43 has 2 sons. Tim is 16 months and John is 14 months. How does that happen out of the same womb? How does did one come out a little as a preemie and the other one said, "No, I'm gonna ride it out for full term"? That's just weird. Already I got some questions. For most of her sons' lives, maybe 16. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. 16 male, 16 years old male, 14-year-old male. I thought that was months for a second. That's on me. That's embarrassing. Okay, so they live 4 hours away. I haven't really been involved and I like that she's called Karen already, but that's a made up name. You called her Karen. That's no accident. Of all the information I had on Tim and John, she'd been complaining for a long time that both of her kids were lazy. All right, well, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, lazy or otherwise. Tim would sleep all day, even in class. Is it his diet, do you think? What are you feeding the kid? Maybe give him some healthy food. I mean, since we're talking about food here anyways, that might be one of the reasons. Probably both diabetic already. And John can't get his face out of the screen. Yeah, she's not a very good mother, is she? No, you can't say that, really. I just did. I really didn't have much time to interact with him outside of family gatherings around the holidays. They're both Augustus Gloops, for those of you Charlie and Chocolate Factory fans. In those brief interactions with my nephews, Karen's account of things seemed accurate. Well, I've recently moved to a large property just outside the city Karen and her family live in. So instead of being 4 hours away, I'm 20 minutes away. Oh boy, here we go. You're going to be the new babysitter. And once I got settled, I started regularly inviting Karen and her family to come and spend time on the property. That's your fault. This is when I started noticing things that made me start to question what was actually going on in my sister's household. You should have been questioning these things a long time ago, but at least you're noticing now. John acts exactly the way Karen has always described him. He hates going outside, absolutely refuses to get far enough away from the house that he loses his Wi-Fi. All right, first thing I'm doing with this kid is I'm taking away his cell phone. I'm taking away I'm taking it all away. It's enough. He needs to find other things to do. And then if he's good and does something, I'll reward him with the Wi-Fi. But this is crazy. Cell reception is spotty on most of the property. That's good. You know what? You should turn off what little Wi-Fi you have. It'll be good for him in the long run. Tim, on the other hand, has been very excited to go exploring the property. Now you're talking. And, with me, and especially enjoys feeding the ducks. Well, that's great too. And taking the bass boat out. I like the cut of this guy's jib. On the duck pond. The pond is a little over 1 acre, and I'm planning on stocking it so I can go fishing. All right, well, great. But he gets fatigued very quickly and needs to take regular breaks, sometimes even naps in the bed of the truck. All right. Kind of some sickly kids. But I feel like it's probably the diet and lack of attention of the mom. Now, the last time Karen brought her family over, Tim asked if, since he was 16 and has his own car, if he could visit on his own sometimes. And his mother and I both agree that was fine. Yeah, he knows what a shit deal he's got with his mom. So yesterday after school, he came over without Karen and John for the first time. And I immediately asked him, now you can get all the information, right? And I immediately asked him if we had anything to snack on before we went out to the ducks. I told him, of course. And that he could help himself to anything I had in the pantry. And his response was, thanks, just don't tell mom. And then you made red flags, I get it. So I asked him, what did he mean by that? And he told me that Karen is very strict about him and John only having access to the exact same amount of food to be fair. Oh, she's an imbecile. She's an imbecile. The exact same amount of, that's so stupid. Like, your appetite is your appetite. You're going to eat what you want to eat. You're going to, you eat exactly what your brother eats. That's just dumb. It's just dumb parenting right there. Anyway, all right. That's just so stupid. That's probably why he wants to come over. The kid's starving. I don't know how fat he is. If he's a big fatty boombaladdy, but maybe let us know, huh? That he's not allowed to make his own plate at dinner time or order his own food at a restaurant because Karen has caught him cheating his brother out of food. Karen is not well. Now, for context, Tim's 6'2" and thin as a rail. Okay. And John is only 5'6" and considerably overweight. So, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. So we see. So John came over. John's the fatty. John is around 5'6" and considerably overweight. Okay. So this sounds like your mom's way of trying to, or your sister's way of getting John to not eat so much food and not be so fat by making him only eat as much as Tim, who will eat less because he's thin as a rail. It's her way of mandating a diet, which is not going to work. He's already over your place chowing down. When she needs to be getting him to exercise more, which it sounds like he's kind of doing. All right. But let's keep going. John is only around 5'6", considerably over. So now I can't get out of my mind that John is the only lazy one and Tim only seems lazy because he doesn't have energy because he's literally starving. Oh, my God. Okay, I got it backwards. So Tim, I was hoping I got it backwards because it wasn't making a lot of sense. Tim is the one who came over because he's starving to death. But I'm still right on the basic premise that the reason she only lets Tim eat as much as that big fat fuck of hers, the 5'6" fatty, is because she's letting him suffer so she can try and impose some sort of dietary restriction on the fat kid without, it's selfish, it's cruel, it's bad parenting, it's dumb. Yeah, feed Tim everything. Let Tim eat and grow to 6'6", and then you maybe get picked up by an NBA team or something. Feed that boy. Tell him to come over every day. You know what? You know what you should do? You should meet Tim on his way to school or on the way home from school and just hand him a sack lunch. Feed this poor boy. He's starving to death because of your stupid sister. Oh my God. Anyway, now here's where I might be the asshole. I don't think you are. I want to set Tim up a whole kitchen area out in the barn. Previous owner sold all the livestock separate to the property. The barn's been unused except for the stable. Okay. With the refrigerator, freezer, pantry, oven, microwave. Nice. The kid will probably become a great cook. And just keep it fully stocked for him to be able to stuff his face absolutely whenever he wants. I love it. I love your plan. Without having to answer to Karen, I love your plan. I don't care about her weird ass view on fairness. Yeah, it's nothing to do with fairness. It's her being a flaky parent who can't stand up to her fat kid, and so she's making the more docile one simply not eat because he won't complain about it. That's just shitty parenting on her part. I'm worried that would happen if she ever found out. Well, at some point she will, but at least she can get some meat on this kid's bones before she does. I feel a little bit hypocritical too because anytime parenting questions come up on the subject, I'm always one of those parents. Know best. You need to stay out of it. No, you need to stay in this one. But it just seems wrong. I'm also considering moving all the sweets and junk food out of the house and into the barn if I do that so John can't get any of it when he comes over with his parents. I like both of those ideas. I like that. You give them both relatively healthy food. Maybe the thin as a rail one can have some snacks. The fatty, when he comes over, he's just looking at carrots and vegetables and just very limited fare, but healthy fare. So yeah, would you be the asshole? No, you wouldn't. You would be a savior. You would be a hero. Not all heroes wear capes. You're one of them. So thank you. Yeah, I have no problem with what you described doing. None. And not log into the chat. I don't know. I honestly don't know, Tatang. I don't know how anything works. I'll be honest. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers could use prayers on the line for either side of the ball. Chiffon says. Yeah, I know. Silent, I don't know. I'm using the older software, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't understand algorithms. I don't understand. I don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology. But what I do know is I love you. That's I don't know what is that from. I don't know. That and pump your blood from the Brady Bunch. Pump your blood. Or was it? Is that? I think it was the Brady Bunch. Maybe I don't know. Who the fuck knows? All right, we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. Let's do it. Hold on a second here. Yeah, and if you haven't hit the like and subscribe buttons, everyone always says this, smash that like button. Smash it. I feel like I've been pretty good, pretty even-handed tonight. I mean, I'm trying to, my fiance, she's like, hey, you need to be nicer to these Reddit people. I'm like, what, really? Even this woman starving her kid because she's a crappy mom? Even her. I mean, I know that all these things lie, but she's not the one asking the question. It's the other woman asking the question. She's doing the hero's work here. She's doing the Herculean task of feeding one kid and dieting the other. Shit that the mom won't do. All right, let's move on before I say more negative things about that shit mom. Am I the asshole for asking my okay, let me read that again. Am I the asshole for asking my family to ask first if they can eat the leftovers if they didn't buy or cook the food? Yeah, kind of. I mean, did they live with you? I mean, is this like a roommate situation? Like, just a lot of pettiness. This is a really short one. It's so short I might not even be able to do anything with it, but let's see. I was looking forward to eating some leftovers when my sister-in-law, all right, who lives with me, there you go. So it's a roommate situation. You're presenting it as a family situation, but really, in reality, it's a roommate situation. She's your roommate, and I don't think you want her as a roommate. That'd be my guess. She eats all your leftovers. And I get it. You're like, hey, I can't wait to come home and have X, the linguine. I can't wait to come home and have the pizza. I can't wait to come home and have the tetrazzini, whatever it is. You're excited about it, and you open it, and you go, she ate it. I was looking forward, of course you were, to eating some leftovers with my sister-in-law who lives with me. Ate it for lunch while I was outside cleaning my car. Ugh. She has a knack for doing this. So it's very selfish behavior. I assume you've told her, please don't eat the leftovers. Now, if you haven't said that to her, then you have no one to blame but yourself. But let's see. She has a knack for doing this. She'll eat the leftovers and not even ask anyone else if they'd like any. I feel like it's common decency to do this. Okay, you feel like it's common decency, but have you verbalized that it's common decency? You need to have if you haven't talked to her that this behavior is unacceptable and that, these are my leftovers. Please don't eat my leftovers. I get excited to eat them. I have them there for a reason. If you haven't had that conversation with her, you really have no right to complain if she eats the leftovers. I'm just saying. I mean, you can complain about anything, but you gotta just talk to her, especially because she usually eats the food. She's neither paid for nor cooked, and I paid for said leftovers, by the way. Well, of course you did. Of course, that's why they're your leftovers. Otherwise, they would be her leftovers, which actually they are. All your leftovers are basically her leftovers because you haven't stood up to her. Stand up to this woman. I would talk to let's see, it's your sister-in-law. So I would talk to your brother first and be like, listen, could you tell? I just, just explain the situation. It's just bothersome. I have the leftovers and then I come and she eats them all. I don't know how to approach it. You are stuck with her. So yeah, maybe you could do it. Unless you want me to do it, I could still do it, but I just think it might be better if it came from you. You let me know what you want to have happen. But she got to stop eating all my leftovers, man. She's just breaking my heart one leftover at a time. One leftover at a time. She's breaking me in two. There you go. All right. Let's see here. Keep rocking and rolling. Please, again, hit the like and subscribe button. I just can't stress enough how much fun that actually is. Listen, it's not a show if I don't hit the wrong buttons. If I don't hit the wrong buttons, it doesn't count as an actual Rumble show. So there you are. So there I go, hitting the wrong buttons. Thank you, and you're welcome. All right, let me see. This one, I didn't even have to click on this one. I did, but I didn't have to. Oh, pump it controversy? Why? Let's see what this is. Am I the asshole? The pump it controversy. I used to have Reebok pumps. Those things were great. Oh, I love those things. I love them. They had the little ball on them. It's like 80s, quintessential 80s. And you just go, and you just squeeze it. It would like inflate around your foot. Reebok pumps, man. Why did they ever get rid of those? Probably didn't work, but still, I loved it. Loved them. Anyway, the pump it controversy, Reebok pump. Today I inquired, Today my sister, 21, and I, 25, female, so you're both females. We're listening to music in our new apartment. So you just moved in together about a month ago. I cued, in your English, the song Pump It by the Black Eyed Peas. Okay, it's a fun song. Who doesn't like that song? Anyway, and I left the room to get something, and I come back, and she's turned the volume to the max, so she likes the song too, and is jumping around and yelling. The walls are pretty thin, and we just moved in. I'm sure the neighbors love that. Hopefully, it's at least during the afternoon. And we just moved in. So I told her to turn it down a notch, and she got so mad because it's Pump It, and it should be played that loud. If you live in a house that you own with neighbors not sharing walls, then by all means, yes, that's how it should be played. But when you have neighbors who perhaps appreciate classical music or jazz music or some other music, I had a neighbor like that, this friggin' loon, would at 12 o'clock every night would get home and then crank up Sugar Ray's, I think it was Sugar Ray, Might As Well Be Dancing on the Sun. And I hate that song to this day. Might as well be dancing on the sun. And I would be in my bed with my ex and just listen. It's just like just so over it. And he would play it again and again and again. And I'm like, this has got to stop. So I went upstairs. This is after like a week or two of this horse shit. I went upstairs. I just had it. I'm like, enough. Should have gone up sooner, honestly. And I said, hey, listen. He was drunk. And I said, listen, you gotta not so loud with the Sugar Ray. I live below you. I'm trying to sleep here. This is killing me. You're killing me, man. And so he's just like, oh, you don't like it? And I'm like, no, I don't like it. And so just please turn it down. So he turned it down that night. And I went to bed. And then the next night, sure enough, 12 o'clock, might as well be dancing on the sun. And I'm like, ah. So I go up again and, he turns it down. So I've just had it at this point. So I go to the building manager. It's an apartment complex. I'm like, hey, this guy above, I've gone to talk to him. He won't turn the music down. Can you send him a notice or something? It's after 12 midnight. It's not on the weekends. It's all the damn time. He fucking loves Sugar Ray. I think it's Sugar Ray. Or Smash Mouth. Or maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe, I don't want to disparage Sugar Ray. Maybe it was Smash. Who cares? I know the song. And so I go to the building manager's office, or, where the ladies are. They're all ladies there. And I go, listen, you got to help me out here. This guy is killing me. And they go, listen, we can't do anything. And they could, but they didn't want to. So the next time he does it, just call the police. I'm like, really? That's your advice to me? You don't want to just send him a note or something? And they're like, no, just call the police. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll call the police. So I call the police. It's like 12:30. The cops roll by and they go upstairs, and you can kind of hear like just this and that. They tell him to shut it down. Well, then the next day, he goes and complains to the building manager that I called the cops on him. So then the building managers leave me a message saying, why did you call the cops on him? You shouldn't have called the cops on him. It was wrong to call the cops. And I'm like, you mother effers told me to call the cops on him because you were too chicken shit to send him a fucking note that said no music after 12 in the morning, 12 a.m. You jerks. So then I'm like, I'm moving. We were almost up on our lease anyways, and we got a better place. And they're like, I told them we're leaving. I'm leaving. Like, well, why? Why are you going? Isn't there anything we could do? I'm like, yeah, there was, and you didn't. Go fuck yourself. I didn't say go fuck yourself, but that was my attitude. And I got a much nicer place. We got a much nicer place. And you know what? I never had to hear that stupid song again. And my neighbors, I don't remember ever having any issues with them. Hey, thank you, G Fonts. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, exactly. Yes. First, so now you notice it's Reddit. Yeah, that's why I kind of like it's and the Reddit I use, it is Smash Mouth. Tatanka knows. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of caught that later. I'm blaming Sugar Ray, and it was actually Smash Mouth. Sorry, Sugar Ray. But yeah, thank you, G Fonts. I appreciate that. Yeah. So I use this thing on Reddit. When you have questions, I answer them in the chat. And I also use the Reddit one because it's priceless. The stuff they put on there is it's just too good to not use. It really is. Yeah. Reddit is the gift that keeps giving, unintentionally, but still. So yeah, getting back to your comment. Okay, the music is now off, just so everyone knows, and this all occurred around 10:30 p.m. Yeah, not cool. I was thinking this was in the afternoon. If it's a weekend, okay, you can get away with it for a little bit, maybe a song or two. But again, if you sharing, you said thin walls. Thin walls are thin walls, man. Come on, just do. It's again the golden rule: do unto others as you would have done unto you. Honestly, unless you want opera playing at 12 a.m. As a revenge tactic from one of your neighbors. Right? Okay. Oh, sweet. All right. This is great. I'm so stoked. I have no idea. Finally, Rumble's giving me an ad. I love doing Rumble ads. Those are the good ones. Those are the ones I like because Rumble's my favorite. Rumble's the best, man. Rumble takes care of me, and I try to take care of Rumble. It's a symbiotic relationship. I do love Rumble, though. We hear a lot about crypto. But here's the part most people miss. Crypto was created so you could actually own and control your own money. After 2008's financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers, or limiting access, you're in control. And if you've ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, you felt that problem. Now, fast forward to today, everybody's heard of crypto. But getting started still feels complicated. That's exactly why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes the complexity and makes it simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoin, or even digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setups. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, and be up and running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like me directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description and download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you are in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some. Rumble Wallet, get on it. It's going to be great. You'll be glad you did. Yeah, everybody's got crypto now. Come on. Stop dragging your feet already. Get in. Get in already. Get in. Get it. Go get it. Go get it. There you go. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. All right. I don't know about that. I think Bagu 77 it's just not going to work for you. Please follow me. I mean, maybe you get some sympathy follows, Bagu. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Generally, I don't think like that, and like the links with the siren, the green siren things. I just question the veracity or the effectiveness of these campaigns. You know, well, I just do. I just do. All right, let's get back to it. Let me share first of all. Mm, yeah. Oh, I love those Reebok pumps. I loved them. Oh man, I got my dad. I remember like they were expensive. Like I was like styling when I had those Reebok pumps, man. I want to buy a pair right now. Probably be deflated though. But yeah, but they look. Oh, I'm jonesing for them. So what happened was I broke my ankle, and I try to be creative. I'm like, hey, Dad, I've got this broken ankle. Just got it out of the cast. But I really think I'm going to need extra support for that ankle, and these Reebok pumps, they're pretty great. They actually pump in around the ankle and offer it more support. And my dad, I think he knew I was just all full of shit. I mean, I was, and I feel like the logic behind it was solid, but I think he's just like he's just kind of like, all right, you can have the Reebok pumps. Like, yeah, woohoo! And you know what? I think my ankle's because of it. My it's better because of it. I mean, that's my opinion on it. All right, let's get back to it. I mean, I'm getting so nostalgic lately, like the old video games and just everything. It's just I think I'm just getting older, man. The older I get, the more nostalgic I get. For the good old days, when there was Pong. Am I the asshole for not giving my wife? Oh boy, probably. I don't even need to read the rest of it. You should give her whatever the hell she wants. Happy wife, happy life. It's not, it didn't come from nowhere. Am I the asshole for not giving my wife my large prismatic shard on WoW? Uh, I think you should have, because anyone who would marry someone who's into large prismatic shards on WoW, that's a very small demographic. You're gonna want to keep that one. I'm not sure who else is gonna put up with whatever the fuck you just said. All right, they deleted it. I don't even know what that is. Like I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, and there's not it's all taken down now, anyways. Um, Large prismatic. What? I mean, I know what a prism is. A shard. What is that? Is it a jagged thing? All right, I'm actually looking this up. The large prismatic shard is a rare enchanting material. Sorry, come on, stop it. Did you get it in Sedona? At a Wiccan ceremony. The large prismatic shard is a rare enchanting material. Is this like a Dungeons and Dragons thing I can pick up? Do I need a crafting table to make it? It's primarily obtained by disenchanting rare blue items. Yeah, level 65 or 70. So yeah, it is a Dungeons and Dragons thing, it sounds like. All right, well, that makes sense then. Oh, no, sorry. Item in World of Warcraft. Okay, so it's a video game item. All right, well, I don't know. I guess you didn't want to get. It's World of Warcraft. Okay, thank you. See, I don't know all the things. I am. All right, I'm done with Bagu. Bagu, listen. I tried to put up with you, but you're so fucking needy. You can go troll somewhere else. Why does Bagu need 100 followers? What happens at 100 followers, Bagu? I need 100 followers. I appreciate the hustle though, brother. But I don't know, work on the content or something, or I don't know. You just going for. Does it work for you? Do you find like after you do this hustle where you're like, hey, like and subscribe on? I'm sure you do it on lots of shows and chats. Does it actually work? Is it effective? I just have a hard time believing that it is. But yeah, whatever. All right, so that's what it is. It's a World of Warcraft item. And I'm not putting down video games. I love video games. I love what God of War. I used to love that one. The Zelda. I used to love playing that one. I actually, I'm talking about retro. I went back. I bought a couple of Street Fighter games just recently. I'm trying not to play. I'm sure I'll pick up Grand Theft Auto when that comes out, but I shouldn't, because it's so immersive. You spend your time getting a house, a beautiful mansion in Grand Theft Auto, when you could be working on getting yourself one in real life. So there you go. All right. I don't want to become like the people I make fun of. Yeah, I do. I will always love video games. I will. I can't stop. Although I've been good. I got the two Street Fighter games, and I haven't played them in like a week. I've been too busy, so I think that's good that I have a little bit of a threshold for all this stuff. All right, let me get back into it. But I mean, I don't know. Again, happy wife, happy life. Just give her the shard. Like, I don't know. Whatever. All right. Would I be the asshole to try and enforce my roommate to do his dishes? Enforce. What does that even mean? How are you going to enforce? You have a lazy roommate who's not going to do dishes. As someone who's had roommates here and there, it sucks. And that doesn't always suck. Sometimes you get a good roommate, but sometimes you get shitty roommates. And the more roommates you have, the more likely one's shitty. We had one who I was me, my buddy Joe, real name, and a guy we'll call Lumpy, real nickname. And he would never do his dishes. And me and Joe would get so frustrated with him. So what we would do is we would just clean our we didn't have a lot of dishes. We were a bunch of bachelors, living in Wrigley Field. It was a great place, actually. And I would hide my dishes. Like I would clean, we had very few dishes. We were, we're living light, living la vida loca, I guess. But I had a couple of plates, I had a bowl, I had spoon, fork, I had everything I needed, and I kept it in my room. And then what I would, Joe did the same. And then every time I'd eat it, and then I'd clean it, and I just take it with me. So there was any time that schmuck needed although he's a nice guy actually, but he's just a pig. But anytime he would want to eat something, he would usually have to clean the dishes because he had no choice, So that's how we did it. Is it, because we tried the other way too. We're like, hey, can you just do your dishes? It didn't work. So more aggressive tasks were needed. But I just think good luck trying to get a roommate who's lazy and doesn't want to do dishes to suddenly have an epiphany that he wants to do dishes, or it's the right thing to do, or it's the decent thing to do, as one of the earlier people put in. But let's see. And by the way, I love that place. That was great. It was a great place. Oh my God. You're talking about roommates. Okay. So this guy, I got to just tell this real quick. So, I don't know if he had to work or something. I don't know what it was, but I guess he needed to get up the next day. But it was like a weekend. It was like a Friday or Saturday. So his room, we had 3 rooms. So like his room's here, Joe's is here, mine's here. TV's like here. It's in the living room, and then the other room's there. And so we're watching a movie, and we're just laughing. Me and Joe, he's in his room and he's sleeping, and we're just laughing. We're laughing. So he comes storming out, and he looks at me and Joe, and he goes, "You guys just gonna keep laughing?" And we're like, we're just watching the movie, man. And he's like, "What movie is it?" And I don't even remember what movie it was, like Caddyshack or just some. I don't remember what the movie was, but it was a funny movie. So he goes, "That's a funny movie. You're gonna be laughing a lot." Oh man! And he wasn't like being ironic or joking. He was legitimately mad that me and Joe are watching a funny movie that was going to cause us to laugh and keep him up. I mean, we were just like, "Oh God!" So we tried to turn the volume down a little, but we can't laugh, especially when you're not doing the dishes, bro. That's some audacity. That is some audacity. Anyway, my roommate and I live together close to 6 months now, and for the most part, things are going good. Yeah, it's the Achilles heel, though. We've known each other for a long time and have gotten along pretty well. And when I found out we were both looking for a roommate at the end of the last year, I didn't hesitate, agreed to move in. Okay. He always seemed like a nice guy. Probably is, just a bit of a pig who had it together. He probably does in some areas. Although I guess I never spent much time in living spaces when we were younger. No. Since moving in, I've noticed he's had some problems with cleanliness. Yeah, he's a pig. For starters, his room is an absolute mess, which means it probably also smells. Clothes and food containers are everywhere. And it's starting to smell. Yeah, exactly, in there. You're going to have to do his laundry, too, because I bet he hasn't washed a sheet since he moved in. But that's his space, so none of my business. It kind of is once the smell starts to permeate into your space. He also smokes in his room. Ugh, this guy gets worse and worse. You need a new roommate or you need to move out because he ain't. I'm just telling you, he's not going to change. Sounds like he's in his 20s probably. He ain't changing anytime soon, which is annoying. But that's not what I post about here. Really? Okay, because I would. Just try to give some context. I do 90% of the chores. Of course you do. This guy's lazy and the slob. Cleaning the bathtub, toilet, vacuuming. Yeah, and here's the thing. You need to because he's not going to. So if you want a semi-clean house, you're going to have to do this stuff until you get a new roommate. But I bet you'll have a tough time getting rid of him. Or until probably better solution, you find another place to live where he doesn't. Cleaning the counters, taking out the trash. I could ask him to do more, but it's not a huge deal for me to do those. You should ask him to do more. I'm sure he'd do them from time to time, but only if I ask. Ask him. Ask him to do it. The main thing for me is the dishes. He cooks occasionally, and he'll just leave everything he used in the kitchen for days or weeks because he knows you're going to clean it. Usually he makes enough for both of us. Okay, so there you go. All right. Now the plot thickens. If he's making the food for both of you, my feeling is you should do the dishes. If he's making the food for both of you, if he's making the food for just himself, he should do the dishes. But that seems reasonable. The other stuff you're talking about, he needs to step his game up. So I'm happy to do some of those dishes. But he does. Oh, here, okay. But he does the same thing when he cooks for himself. There you go. Okay. We also don't have a ton of bowls. Yeah, it sounds like my scenario, and he uses them all the time. So it's pretty common for us to wash one if we want to use it. Yeah, you're living my dream or my nightmare. I've, of course, asked him to wash his dishes, and he does eventually, but it sometimes takes him weeks. They just pile up in the kitchen or in his room until then. Oh, my God, he's just an animal. One time I even found a bowl of food that was molding in his room. It's so repulsive. On Sunday, I asked him to do some dishes. He had piled up, and he said he'd do them by Tuesday. Tuesday came and went, and now it's Friday, and he still hasn't done them. Just get out of this thing, man. Get out of this thing. Find another roommate and do a little research. Just tell the new roommate, listen, this is where I'm coming from. I'm clean. You're going to find someone who's going to be so appreciative that you keep a clean house like they do. And you're in an Oscar and a Felix situation here, but without the laugh track. I asked him to do them again. He said he would do it after work tomorrow. The reason I don't be more assertive is because he's a pretty unstable guy. Why are you living with him? Get the fuck out. That's my advice to you. He's an alcoholic, major weed addict. Get out. He's gonna and make sure all the bills are separate. And I feel like he's using those substances to distract himself from insecurities or something. Yeah, he's 100%. He needs help. He's self-medicating. Now, if you want to help him, you can, or you can try to, but he probably needs a professional, honestly. And that's my opinion. My opinion is this guy is not going to change anytime soon until he gets a handle on the weed and the alcohol addiction. And even then, but I think he will. I think discipline will help him kick those habits, and discipline will help him lead a more sanitary lifestyle. So that being said, you need to move out. I don't see him moving out. I'm amazed if he even has a job, that he has a job. So yeah, that's my advice. You're not the asshole at all, but you need to move out of that house as soon as humanly possible, or just accept this is how you're going to be living until you do. One of those two. Those are your two choices. Not the best choices, but that's what you got. That's what you got. Hey, Adam, good to see you. So Adam says he knew this black dude with dreads who lactated. He's a dude and he lactated. You lactate? I didn't know that you could really do that. And he wore the same shirt for days, and the rotten moob milk stains in his shirt smelled worse than anything I've ever smelled. Could be worse. Yeah, it does sound like Animal House. It is gross. It is. Yeah, this is why I can't do roommates. Yeah, I mean, I have not had a lot of roommates. I'm trying to think. I told you last week I had one roommate who was also an alcoholic. Who I told you the whole story. I'm not going to tell you again. You can go back a couple shows, but he basically his boss came to. He was supposed to help work on the weekend for a project. He came out of his room. He must have gotten in a fight because he was all bloodied and everything. And she's like, what are you doing? We got this client out here. What's the matter with you? He's obviously complete alcoholic. So he just disappears, goes to rehab. Good for him. But I'm just left there alone. I was there a month, and I said, all right, I'm getting the hell out of here because he's on the lease. He's on this and that. I don't even know if he's ever coming back. He never told me what was going on. That was one. That was a month. I lived on the couch surf for a couple weeks at my friend Steve's and Rick's. And then I had another friend of mine from Detroit come and crash, as my guest, which never really got approved from Steve or Rick, and I think that's why they kicked me out and moved me to this other Alkies place. But I'm fine with it. It was legitimate. And then that was the only real roommate situation I had outside of college. And my roommates in college were good. I had this one kid, Juan Morales. He was a good dude. I liked Juan. I think he was my only roommate actually. And then I became a resident assistant, and so I got my own room, which was cool. That was one of the benefits. But yeah, I think was that yeah. I think Juan was my roommate for like 2 years, and then I became a resident assistant. So yeah, very limited roommate scenarios, but in that limited time, yeah, I had that 1/3 roommate, that third wheel. He was just a complete schmuck. There you go. Oh, thank you, Tatanka. I very much appreciate you. Thank you, Sam Dav. Appreciate that as well. I love Animal House too, man. I really do. It's such a great movie. I'm telling you, man, I'm Mr. Nostalgia these days. All right, let's get back to Am I the Asshole? So, no, you would not be the asshole for enforcing your roommate doing the dishes, but good luck getting him to do it. And I don't think I think, like you said, I don't think he's a bad person. He's just in a horrible place in his life. And the least of his concerns is hygiene, cleanliness, washing dishes. He's got a lot of emotional baggage and pain, which is why he's an alcoholic and chronic weed smoker. Am I the asshole for asking a mutual friend if our other friend's wife is pregnant? No. Why the hell? You don't want to ask her, and she could just be fat. We talked about that on yesterday's show or the show the day before. You don't want to make that mistake. There's no skating out of that one. There's no getting out of that one. That's beyond a faux pas. That's a depth charge. It's an atomic blast, is what that is. All right. Woke up. This is short too, which is cool. I woke up with a weird feeling that one of my friends, friend A, please, again, pet peeve of mine, just give him a name. Call him Alfred, call her Ann. I don't like A and B, and it's just, I'm not doing math. I'm not trying to solve for Y. Just give me some names, okay? I woke up with a weird feeling that one of my friends, Anthony, wife was pregnant. What does it matter? Honestly, they'd been trying for a while. Oh, so it's kind of interesting. And it's a sensitive topic for them. So instead of asking them directly, really, it's none of your damn business. I'll explain that to you in a second. I asked a mutual friend, friend B, if they had heard anything. Friend B confirmed, and I thought that was that. Friend A texted me yesterday saying the friend B told him I asked about it, and it crossed a major boundary getting information from them. It kind of does. Here's this. What's going on here? They've been trying for a while, which means they probably have miscarriages, multiple miscarriages. It's very concerning to them. They just from maybe a superstitious standpoint are just, they don't want to have to fucking come to you or have you asking them about their kid when they've had another miscarriage. That's the last thing they want to do. So even though she looks pregnant, you just stay out of it. You're not the asshole, but you're being very inconsiderate and you're being very gossipy and very you're being maybe you're being a bit of an asshole. Just leave it, because the reason they don't want you to know is because if it doesn't work out, and it's had a history of not working out clearly by your own statements, then now you rando dude who they probably don't even like that much, they got to explain their deepest trauma to you, because why? So give them their space. If she looks pregnant, she probably is pregnant. And just just be there for the announcement. If they're your friends, be a friend back. Leave them alone. Stop asking, and stop asking, doing counter surveillance. So anyway, I know you didn't do it on purpose, but I'm just telling you what's the reasoning. The reason that they don't want to deal with the discussion that they'll probably have to have with you, because you'll ask them again, what happened? They don't want to deal with that. And I don't blame them. It's brutal what they're going through. Trying to have a kid and can't have a kid. Anyway, did I do something wrong? Yes, you did. I don't think you're not an asshole, because I don't think you intentionally did it to be an asshole. But you were just very foolish. Let's just leave it at that. And hopefully you learn from it. To ask them directly because it was sensitive. Now they're upset with me. Not sure what to do here. Don't do anything. Leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Apologize if you see them. I'm so sorry. And then just leave them alone. Leave them be about anything to do with pregnancy or kids. Leave them alone. Additional context. What upset me is that they felt they could only send me their feelings over a very long text and won't talk to me directly. Again, they don't want it to. This is killing them that they can't have a kid. They don't. They have other things to focus on besides you. Their world does not revolve around you, and nor should it. Get a clue. You're not an asshole, but you need a clue. Get a clue. Ay, ay, ay. Anyways, and I get married in a few weeks and said they'd see me there. So see, just leave it alone. They don't want to talk about it. Respect it. Respect your friends. They're not mad enough with you to disown you. Be happy for that. You just don't, unless they bring it up, you don't bring it up. You don't ask any questions. You leave them be. The end. Period. Exclamation point. There you go. None of your business. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Every clumsy idiot, not vicious. Yeah. Yeah. Clumsy. He's a clumsy idiot. That's a good description of him. He's a, he's just a dope. It's a dummy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You don't know how it's going to end. And Cramcloth says, I had a roommate who acted like me when my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, was having phone sex. She flipped out when I told her it. What? Did that happen? Oh, that's not cool, man. Oh, that's like, well, he did it. So she calls and then he does it. He probably did a decent impression of you, I'm guessing. And then he does that. That's not cool, man. That is not cool. That is not cool. It is kind of funny, but it's not cool. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh. Well, at least you guys got married at the end of it. But yeah, that is not cool, bro. I mean, after that fact, because I'm guessing he did a decent impression of you for her to fall for it, or he maybe just grunted the right way. But I'm guessing after that, you must have had like some kind of like secret word or code. Like, listen, if I'm going to ask you for the secret word, you say armadillo. And each time we'll have to change the secret word in case he's eavesdropping. It doesn't have to be armadillo. You know, I feel like that's a solid safe word. Just that's just. I mean, it's wrong, and yet at the same time, it's friggin' hysterical. It is pretty funny. It really is. Oh man, that's good. That's good stuff, Graham Clef. All right. This guy. I remember this guy from another one. So I'm going to read the update. Am I the asshole for ruining my dad's chances at a promotion? I said no because his dad was like brutalizing him a bit. His dad was a complete prick, and honestly, the position that the dad was going for, he would have been terrible at it because he was an SOB and just mean to everybody. So I said he wasn't an asshole, but I want to see, what this update is. I'm invested in it. Let's say. First of all, thank you for all the amazing feedback. See, everybody's on this guy's side. It definitely gave me the courage to speak up. Good. A couple of days ago, I opened up to my older sister about our father's actions. Yeah, which were only getting worse. He's an abuser. He's a dick. He seemed to be spiraling as a result of the problems at work. It's stuff, inner stuff. It's not really just work. Work is just the thing that's making it pop, the catalyst. The catalyst is all the inner turmoil he's going through. Although he never touches my sister the way he did me, she has witnessed everything for many years and no longer has a relationship with him for many reasons. Yeah, I mean, he's a bro. I don't know why he's broken. I'd have to have him in and talk to him, about it. He should talk to somebody. But he's a broken man who lashes out at people, including his own family, which is about, as bad as you can do physically, violence to loved ones, and he's just broken. So I don't blame you both for cutting him off. And honestly, like I said before, this guy, if he got into a position of power, if he got that promotion, would just treat everybody under him with physical cruelty, perhaps, but at a minimum, emotional cruelty. And who knows what else? Who knows what other horrible things he'd be capable of? Luckily, she rents an apartment nearby that has a decently sized room that was only being used for storage. So I'm in the process of moving myself over there for the summer before I head to college. Great idea. Great idea. I've been doing this very discreetly. Also a great idea because he's a friggin' loose cannon, this father of yours. So far, I've not told my dad about my plans for obvious reasons. I think that's a terrific call. Over the weekend, I plan to sit down with him and tell him. That's also a good call. Just, I don't know, make sure there's no weapons around. If he ever lays a hand on me again, I'll be gone for good that same day. I doubt this will change anything, though, so I'm assuming my sister's apartment will be my new temporary home. I think you're making the right decision. And what I would also do when you're having this talk with your dad, I would have done a little bit of research on his health plan if he even has, if he has. I think he does because he's still working. About therapy, about therapists he can go see. Listen, me and whoever your sister is, we'd be willing to have a more of a relationship with you if you'd get some help. And if you're willing to do that, we'd be willing to just I don't know, come see you at Christmas at least, you know. But yeah, it's just a really all around sad situation. But I think you're doing the right thing, extricating yourself from it. Good call. Good call. It is. It's sad, man. It's sad, but it's friggin' life. You don't get to pick your family, unfortunately. You get to pick your friends though, and you've got a good sister, and you and your sister clearly can give each other some good support. You know, right? I think so. Sound good to you? Sounds good to me. All right. I'm gonna click up. Oh shit! No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm always trying to make things work right, and sometimes it works better than others. Sometimes it works better than others. All right, let's find another "Am I the Asshole" and have a good time with it. What do you think? You guys game? I am. I sure am. Let's do it. Actually, let me do this. Let me do this before I forget anything. I haven't done. I got another Rumble ad. I love doing Rumble ads. They're the best. They're my favorite ads, honestly. This one's for Rumble Premium. If you haven't got Rumble Premium, you should. It's terrific. No ad rolls or nothing. You probably noticed Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium. It's an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get ad-free viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scene drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble's offering $10 off an annual subscription. All you have to do is go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content you actually care about. That's the deal. And it's a good one. Rumble.com/premium, backslash, or technically it's a forward slash. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Promo code STUDIO. Let's just say backslash. This way, that one. All right. I think I just dabbed. There you go. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you, Rumble. Bum, 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 bum. All right. So there we go. There's that guy. I'm doing a little bit of a long show tonight. It's a Friday. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get me to very high numbers. All right. All right. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's do at least one more. Then maybe we'll call it a night. Am I the asshole? And by the way, if you have ones you want, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat and we can do them. Just put them in the chat if you have a question and, we'll work through it together. I know I'm an unlicensed therapist, but I feel like I do a pretty good job. And don't tell anyone, I'm actually getting my master's in marriage and family therapy and clinical counseling. So, I got a little bit of professionalism. All right, here we go. I actually just turned in an assignment before I started the show. How you like them apples? Okay. Here we go. Am I the asshole? Hold on. Okay. All right. Am I the asshole? Yeah. Am I the asshole? Brother wants mom or brother to pick him up. What's a short one? Okay. All right. Let's see. I could give you my synopsis relatively quick then. My brother, male 30, has no job, impulsively went to a town 30 minutes away. Impulsively? Is he going to buy drugs or something? From where my mom lives and expects to get picked up. What happens if you don't pick him up? Does he just becomes homeless there and that's where he's going to live from now on? You send him a bus schedule. Let's see. Anyway, this guy's just draining on your mom. Okay, so he lives 30 minutes away from where your mom lives, expects to get picked up. For context, he has no job. He called me, and when I explained to him that gas is expensive, it is, and it was dumb for him to go somewhere without a plan. How did he get there, though, by the way? Like, did someone else give him a ride? Okay. Have that person bring him back. Did he take public transportation? Have them take him back. Okay. Okay. So it's telling him to go somewhere without a plan to get back. Yeah, it was. He snapped at me and demanded that I call my mom or brother.
I absolutely do not want to be responsible for him and want to live my life. Okay. Am I the asshole for thinking he should make his way back himself to learn a lesson? It's 9:30 at 23 p.m., but he's a grown man, and I feel like he's banking on my mom or brother being worried enough to. I feel like they're going to go get him. At some point, they're going to ask about him, aren't they? This is not the first time he's done this, so I'm over it. Yeah, you shouldn't go get him. If you want to you can tell your mom or your brother. I feel like the issue here is if you strand him and you don't consult with your mom or your brother, he's going to come home all tired with some sob story, and they're going to feel obligated because they enable him. At least I'm sure your mom does, or this still wouldn't be happening. And they're going to turn against you slightly. My advice is just be like, you don't pick him up. You say to your mom, unless your mom's like really old and can't drive anyways, then it's dangerous. That's a whole nother scenario. But maybe your brother can do it. And if he doesn't want to do it and your mom doesn't want to do it, yeah, fucking let him walk. Let him walk. Learn a lesson. As long as it's not like some real dicey or dangerous neighborhood, which it might be. Because why the hell did he go there except to buy drugs or just, it doesn't make a lot of sense, any of this. But yeah, he needs some tough love, this fucking guy. This fucking guy. He needs some tough love, this fucking guy. All right, listen, I have had a great time tonight, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you to Rumble for letting me do it. It's Jeff, the Unlicensed Therapist. It's every Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Pacific time. I had so much fun. Ever Eden, thank you. Cramclath, thank you. That is a hysterical story about the phone sex. Thank you for sharing that. Sam, thank you. Tatanka, thank you, brother. Adam, thank you. Silent, thank you. And everybody else. You know what? Even Bagu77. I hope you got a follower out of the deal. Ever Eden, of course, thank you too. And G Fonts hooking me up with some bread, some scratch, some chicken scratch. Camo Khan, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in, brother. And everybody else. My Redeemer's Lives, thank you too for spreading the word. There you go. All right, folks, I'm out of here. I love you. Coco, of course, too. God bless you. Coco said she's going branding tomorrow. Coco lives in Wyoming. And so they do some branding out there. That's probably, they do a lot of branding and motorcycle riding. That's kind of the thing out there, right? I think so. All right. Love you all. I miss you all already. And I'll be back Monday. See you then. Have a great weekend. God bless everybody. And remember, if you've got a problem, I've got an answer. I'm Jeff, the Unlicensed Therapist. Thanks, everybody. Good night.